Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I rise also to support. Mr. Speaker, sir, the issue of governance and accountability and transparency across the world has been known by researchers and scholars to have costed the global economy a lot. The fact that we are coming from a regime where cabinet secretaries were behaving like demigods has read as, Mr. Speaker, sir, in the wisdom of a president, in trying to bring the services closer to the people, to want to subject the CSs to coming to the people's representative in no less a house than the House of the Senate and the National Assembly. Mr. Speaker, sir, we as the chairs of the committee, we have been faced in numerous occasions by situations where we have to seek the assistance from the cabinet secretaries to give us answers that we can give to the people. Having the opportunity, Mr. Speaker, sir, to have them on the floor of the House, it will be giving us the opportunity for those of us who sit in several committees to ask questions that are close-cutting. Mr. Speaker, sir, I think it will be totally dishonest for anybody in this House to say that bringing cabinet secretary in this House is not honoring the Constitution, it is not advancing the democratic space of Kenya, it is not bringing the services of the intended service providers closer to the people. Just this week, Mr. Speaker, sir, I sat in this very same chamber with a company that is charged with the responsibility of generating power. We had challenges of getting people to answer some of the questions which we needed answers to. We had to wait for the answers which we are still waiting for. This change, Mr. Speaker, sir, where we can have the CSS coming on the floor of this House, will not only give us the opportunity to ask them questions, but it will also give us a good opportunity to explain the policy direction of our government. And I think, Mr. Speaker, sir, we must arise to this occasion, both in sides of the political divide in this House, and say, yes, Kenya is moving in the right direction. Just the other day, Mr. Speaker, sir, one cabinet secretary charged with the docket of Interior was behaving like he owns Kenya. He intimidated people, he blackmailed business, he actually went ahead and made this House look like a former shell of itself. Mr. Speaker, sir, this is the time to collect that impression. It is the time to show that cabinet secretaries are not above the law, they are not demigods, they are appointed to serve the people, and they can answer the question of members of this House. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, sir, I think our brothers and sisters across the other side who want to get answers and they are saying they have no opportunity to give their petition, this would be a golden opportunity for them to do that. Having members of cabinet secretary come in the front of the House, they can explain whatever they want to be explained to, and therefore, Mr. Speaker, sir, it will save this country a lot of time where we do not have to seek answers through the throwing of stones or the chasing of police, where we can ask sober question on the floor of the House and go on the record with the answers that have been given, and maybe most important, Mr. Speaker, sir, collect the impression that has been created by the minority that this government is not for the people, because the cabinet secretaries will be humble enough to answer their questions as much as they may want to believe it is not the right things to say. Mr. Speaker, sir, as I wind up, it is my humble request that as we are talking and telling people the way moving forward, that we also be honest with ourselves. We have cried for many years, 10 years that we've cried for, because we had some government that was not answerable to people. This is the time that the Kenyan people have gotten an opportunity to get a government that will stand for them, to get cabinet secretaries who are not afraid of them. And I want to thank the president, because he promised in his campaign trail he'll make cabinet secretaries answerable to the houses. And now that he's making this happen, Mr. Speaker, sir, I think we can only say hats off. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.